The topic of our conversation today is self-worth. Oh, someone called the ambulance because I'm about to offend somebody. I'm telling you, we're going to be doing some real talk here today. We're talking about self-value. We're talking about identity. Where does it come from? How do we develop one? And how have we developed a bad one? And so we're going to unpack that today. We're going to be talking about this idea of pull or pass, which is kind of seems to be this pull or pass challenge is going all over the internet. And we want to get some views from some youth pastors around what do they think about this topic and how do we approach it. You know what, let's jump straight into it and let's dial in my League of Buffness main man, Tane.
Hey, what's up?
Tane dog, bro, talk to us. You unpack a little bit of this pull and pass challenge that's going around. What is it for those who don't know what it is? What is it about, bro?
So it's actually when someone says, like, ask me a question on their Instagram status, and then the person will say pull or pass, and then the person that's receiving it will circle it pull or pass. And it's really going around on people asking, will you pull me or will you pass me? Like, am I pretty enough for you to pull me, or am I handsome enough for you to pull me?
What does that say about me in your view?
You're kind of sending across the message of you will only pull in your category pretty girls, when every girl is pretty in their own way, and you kind of putting it out there that that you'll pull anyone that actually comes to you. And that I think the scary thing about it is that you would pull all of their friends because
that's hectic.
Yeah.
So what does it say about that person's identity?
So I think they're getting their identity from the world and what they people feeding them, and it's kind of that they've lost their identity in Christ, and they've lost their identity in the Maker that created them because they are perfect, and now they're looking to the world because now people aren't complimenting them, so now their identity has dropped. So now they're trying to find self-worth and self-identity in other people. But when people don't say pull, then their whole identity drops. But if our identity is in Christ, then why do we need opinion from man?
Brother, thank you for joining us. I don't even know why we need to go overnight to Andile because you've just preached fire. I want to go read my Bible. I want to and do all kinds of things, but Andile is a good friend of mine, and he also just preaches gold this week. He preaches fire. So, Tane, thanks for joining us, bro. But listen, guys, the next guy I'm bringing on, he also is just absolute gold. His name is Andile. Andile, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm here, but I'm trying to figure out why my audio and video aren't coming through. Can you hear me?
Bro, I can hear your audio, and already all of our viewers know that you must be a good-looking guy with that husky Liam Neeson voice you got going there, brother.
I wish I had that kind of voice, but thanks for the compliment.
So, bro, you're either just too good-looking that the internet just said, I can't do this to the viewers, it leads them into temptation, or is he gone? He's gone. I hope you heard that compliment because it took a lot out of me to say it. My boy. So I'm going to now call in someone else to come and say what's up to everyone here. And Tane's requested to come back. Well, you know what? Tane preached such fire. Let's see what else he's got to say here to us.
Mads had a good question. I don't think you saw it.
I didn't. I've been trying to get Andile in on the conversation, yeah.
Yeah, so she said, yes, do you think if you say pull, you're describing the type of person you are, or is that just an answer?
I think it speaks volumes into the person who's saying pull or pass, the person who is answering the pull or pass question. For those who say pass, if your intention is to pass because you don't like what you're seeing, then that's saying a lot about you. But if you're saying pass because of your moral compass of where you sit as a person, then I think you're winning in life, you know? So, you know, Tane, when I was pursuing Tennille, I wanted to share this little quick story. I pursued Tennille. For those who don't know, Tennille's my wife, and she is beautiful. Am I right, Tane?
Oh, yes. Every girl's beautiful, Dusty.
Just what? Just watch yourself. So she's beautiful. I was in Botswana. She lived here in South Africa. And for 2 years, I asked her out. I said to her, will you go out with me? This was over Skype, over FaceTime, just trying to connect, we were good friends at the time. And for 2 years, she said no to me, bro. How does that make you feel, Tay?
Dusty, but in Romans 5:4 it says perseverance produces character, character produces hope, and hope never fails.
Don't you bring Romans into this, bro. Don't you come tell me what to do, bro. 2 years, she said no. Eventually, I said to her, because I knew she smart me, bro. I had a six-pack that if you put cheese at the top, and by the time that thing hit the bottom, it was grated, bro. I was a strapping young dude. And so eventually I said to her, like, what's going on here? Why don't you want to go out with me? And then you know what her reply to me was? Her reply was this: because I don't feel complete in Christ, and you can't complete me. I need Jesus to first complete me, and then when I'm ready, I'll let you into my world. Come on. Bro, we've got Andile on standby.
Cool.
Let me just check if I can invite him in here. Your video is frozen, but you know what? We've got your audio, and I think you have connected on. So, bro, we're so stoked that you're online with us. Thanks for hanging in there and making a plan and joining us with your wife's Instagram account there. Just to jump straight into the topic, because we're running out of time here. But, bro, pull or pass? What are your thoughts, bro? And what does this speak into?
Pull or pass? I think I totally agree with Tane. Tane had so much wisdom. I feel like there's no point in saying anything on my side. There's no comment that I could bring that could top that. It's not a competition, but I think there's a lot of wisdom in what he said. For me, I think when it comes to pull or pass, I agree with what you guys are talking about, that it says a lot about the person's character, whether or not it's an issue of pulling or passing, because it shouldn't actually be about that. It should be about so much more than just do I like you, do I not like you, do I pull, do I pass? And let's change the playing field, so to speak, from do I like you, do I not like you, to what is your eternal purpose? What is your purpose in life? And let's change the playing ground. And so the verse that comes to mind is Romans 12 verse 2. Do not conform any longer to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And so our minds need to be thinking in a different way to what the world has to think, because it's so easy to conform into that pattern instead of being transformed by renewing our minds to think godly thoughts, to think lofty thoughts, to think higher thoughts. And that will change the game more than trying to figure out should we pull, should we pass.
Yes, bro, that is just fun. I absolutely love where you're going with that. I think, you know what, bro, what we're establishing here, we're establishing that you can't be in the healthiest of places if you're asking that question. And if you 100%. Get asked that question, the person who's asking that question is in it for the wrong intention. And by you pulling, in effect, you're just setting yourself up for failure. If you are tempted to say pull, you've also got to reflect on who you are, where you've come from, what your processing is, and the kind of weaknesses that you're facing. So we are effectively agreeing here that it's not a good thing. It's not sending out the right message. It's showing weakness in character. But bro, let me ask you this. When we talk about, so if we are in that space as a person, if we're saying, yes, I want to pull, I want to pass, that's the type of person I am, that's where my character is, how do we change it, bro?
I can say two phrases that are very helpful for me. The first one is, your life will always move in the direction of your strongest thoughts. So what are you thinking about the most? And your thoughts will generally lead you to an action. So whatever you're thinking about is what you'll eventually act on. It'll lead to your actions. So maybe change your thought patterns, change the route that you take that leads you to think those negative thoughts, or to think those thoughts about should I pull, should I pass.
And any final thoughts, bro? Because we seem to be struggling with connection here.
I think during this period, it's important to, I know you guys have been punting a lot about having your quiet time, having your devotion. And I think that's worth repeating, because it's never been more important to be able to have your own relationship with Jesus stirred by yourself, because you don't always have your youth pastor, your church pastor, your friends around, but you have your own Bible, you have your own connection with God, and that's important to keep building that, to keep stoking those fires. because that'll shape your future, and it'll shape the future of those around you. I think there's people that are going to come out of lockdown that are going to be nation changers and world changers because they dug deep during this time and they stoked the fires of their own faith, because they realized that this is the best time for me to really dig deep and to become that Christian that I've always wanted to be.
Andile, you're such a legend, my bro. We value your
Thanks,
friendship,
bro.
what you guys are doing. Absolutely love seeing it, participating in it online as well. And yeah, I'm sure we'll catch up again soon and try and do this thing again where we can have a better connection so we can really unpack some more thoughts with you guys. But yeah, bro, love you. Love to the family, and we'll connect with you guys soon. Well, guys, there you have it. Apologies for the bad connection that we've been having. Pull apart self-identity, get in the Word, start changing the way we think, the way we see things. And yeah, man, I hope you've enjoyed this time. It's been a lot of fun. Next week, we go live at 5 with Tion again. I just stepped in because my main man's got the man flu, which is a real thing. It's bad. But a quick encouragement to you guys as we close this one. Every Monday, we have live at 5 with Tion. On Tuesdays and I think Thursdays, we're posting 1 minute power preachers. It's a 1 minute word, 1 minute encouragement, which has been mad awesome from our AMP leadership team. Wednesday night, we've been doing some interviews, and last week, Wednesday, I interviewed the youth director and worship pastor, one of the worship leaders at Elevation Church in the United States. Amazing on what they're doing and how they're doing it. And on Friday nights, we do our late night show where we have just a whole bunch of entertainment, which is fun, it's funny, and then we do an Inspire segment in there each week. And this week, we actually have an Egyptian, a guy from Egypt doing the Inspire segment. But we're missing you guys. We can't wait to be back together. But for now, we're loving being on social media and having all of these things available to us. So if you have any questions, any prayer requests, drop us a DM. We want to pray with you. We want to answer the questions. Go to our YouTube channel, our AMPS Movement YouTube channel. Subscribe. We've got amazing content that keeps going out there. It's been so cool being live with you guys. We trust you have a fantastic week, and we'll chat to you guys again next week, Monday. Bye.